Hello, welcome, gorgeous beings of light. This is Ma Ra, coming to you from the spectacular south coast of New South Wales in Australia. Let's just all take a big breath in firstly. In through the nose, fill your tummy up and your whole being with energy and light. And breathe out, letting go of anything that's outside of this precious moment. Let's do that a few times. Breathing out through a bit of sound through your mouth. When you breathe out with sound, it brings you into the present moment and lets go of anything that's out of alignment with this present moment. And when you feel that peace starting to come over your being from head to toe, then just return your breathing in through the nose and out through your nose and follow the breath in. That's the easiest way to calm yourself. Call forth all of your high spiritual healing teachers, guides and angels. And let's just have a chat about this ridiculously over-hyped up stuff that's happening now. Now, if you're having fear, then it's a really good idea to look at it. But just remember, that 350 people die of the flu, and I think that's in New South Wales alone. Every year. We've had 4 people die and they're calling it a pandemic. And so people are just going crazy. They're just going crazy. And it's just upsetting the flow of everything. It's just upsetting the flow of everything. And anyway, so I just wanted to say to you, I wanted to clear this up because some charming chap came by my Facebook page and tried to belittle me, which I don't take too kindly to. I've seen some of the stuff he writes on other pages, and I've never said anything because it's his beliefs. But let me tell you, if you come by my page and you try to belittle me, expect that I will throw it back at you, because I don't take crap from anyone. That's one of my major rules in life. I have 3 major rules that I live my life by. 1 is get a relationship with God, whatever you conceive him or her or it to be. 2, don't take crap from anyone. But the 3rd and most important rule is, if it's not your crap, don't pick it up. And so I want to say to you, is all of this stuff going on at the moment, is it your crap? Is it your crap? And if it's not your crap, don't pick it up. You can muscle test and go, is this real? Is this my fear? Is it someone else's fear? Because the problem is now that so many people are living in fear, that even smart, intelligent people are becoming fearful that they're going to catch this bug. But anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted this quickie to be about giving you some practical solutions that you can use if you do have to be around a lot of people regularly. So, and you can, I use a really good oil. I use a good aromatherapy oil from Ahimsa in Brisbane. And they're about like tuppence compared to the multi-level marketing companies, and people go, oh, well, they're not as good. It's not true. In my experience, they're better, because the multi-level marketing companies get so big they have to water them down. So anyway, sorry, someone just went past, caught them before we had someone plonking through the video. So just as for example, I think you can get like 50 mils of wintergreen for $20. 15 mils of wintergreen, which is a great oil to have in wintertime, is somewhere around $75 for one of the multi-level marketing companies. That's 15 mils alongside 50 mils. So just keep that in mind. But if you have some good oils like Ahimsa, and you've got lemongrass, tea tree, eucalyptus, any of those, then please use those, because they're good oils to be using, okay? And you can use eucalyptus, tea tree, and any of the things I'm about to tell you. But my recommendation is to use lavender, because it's the all-purpose oil that is an antiviral, antifungal, antibiotic, and a whole pile of other antis that would serve you well. And you can just get a cheapie. You can just get Thursday Plantation cheapie. You can buy it cheaper at Priceline pharmacies in Australia. But you can, the Thursday Plantation, you can also buy at Coles and Woolies. It'll set you back about $15, and it's absolutely brilliant. And you can put it on your feet when you can't sleep at night. You can put a couple of dobs on your pillow if you're not sensitive to, overwhelming smells, as someone told me, called it once. But lavender, and if you have to work with clients, you can burn lavender in your room. If you kind of get a sniffle, one of the things I do as soon as I get a sniffle, and I just use that Thursday Plantation one, is that I put a couple of drops and I run it from my toes all the way down to my heels, and then put some socks on if you're walking around home, or if you're going to bed and you don't want it to be on your sheets. But tea tree oil is fantastic, and they have that in that. They have tea tree, they have peppermint, and they have lavender, and they're cheap. They'll cost you around $30 to buy a bottle of lavender and a bottle of tea tree oil, and I would have them in your home. And there are things that you can do if you're going out to have coffee with people. You can just put a dot of tea tree oil or lavender under your nose, so therefore it'll kill any bugs before they even get inside you if it's just a drop under your nose. Yep, you'll be smelling lavender or tea tree oil if you do that, but I think they smell lovely. I'd rather have that smell than some of the ghastly perfume smells that are out there. So that's one thing you can do. You can rub it on your feet. If you the other thing that I want to talk to you about is colloidal silver. Now, colloidal silver kills 659 viruses, and I'm not legally allowed to tell you anything about it, so just Google it. And yes, some of the homemade crappy stuff is, you can OD and turn blue, but you have to drink, and it has to be the homemade stuff. There's a company in Queensland, in Burleigh Heads, called SAFE, Sustainable Agriculture and Food Enterprises, but just www.safe.com.au will find you at that company. They do the best colloidal silver I've ever come across. It's also the cheapest. Most people charge about $50 for half a litre. They charge just $22 plus $6 postage. And if you buy $100 worth of stuff, that postage is free. So keep that in mind as well. Colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is brilliant for any kind of virus. It kills 650 known viruses, including herpes and a whole pile of other things. And it was the antibiotic before antibiotics came in the 1930s. And at that point, antibiotics were really cheap. But now antibiotics are really, really expensive. So, it's heaps cheaper. It's great for food poisoning. It's great for earaches. You can stick it in your eyes, on your ears, up your nose. So, the other thing I've done is I have it in a nasal spray. And as soon as I kind of even look like getting sniffles, I just stick a couple of squirts up my nose and it's gone. Because it is true that most colds and flus start up the top in your sinuses. So that's why if you get just a little bit of a nasally thing, you should squirt some up your nose and or put some up there. Now, if you have an ongoing sinus problem, I've had clients that this has happened to, and you use that colloidal silver, the first time you stick it up there, it's going to feel like someone smacked you in the head with a sledgehammer. And that's because it's killing the bugs, okay? So if that happens to you, it means you had an infection up there already. And if you waited half an hour and put some drops up your nose or sprayed some up your nose, okay, you'd see it didn't hurt as much. And I've had heaps of people that have really, really bad sinuses that swell their whole face up. And it's ongoing and it's forever there. And they just start doing the colloidal silver thing, and within a week it's gone and it never comes back again. They have to get past that first day or so when it feels like someone's hitting them with a sledgehammer. But colloidal silver, which just means it's silver suspended in water, that's all. And Safe has the best one. I had a client from Florida who used to buy it from here, even though it cost her $45 postage. To buy 3 bottles and pay the $45 postage was cheaper than her buying it in the USA anyway. So that tells you how good that product is. Another great company that's not a multi-level marketing company that keeps their prices as low as they can, and they have some great prices. They have lots of other great prices, great products. Sorry, I think I said prizes. They have lots of other great products, and their prices. That might have been what I said. Their prices are really excellent as well. So. Alrighty, so they're the 2 things I recommend. And if you have fear, one moment please. Okay, sorry, had a little tickle in my throat after all that. If you have fear, if you find yourself being overwhelmed with fear, it is likely that is coming from something else. It might be coming from another past life where you were sick and died in some black fever or whatever that is, what they used to call that. Or it might be that you know, that you've picked up someone else's fear. So the first thing I do is muscle test as to whether it's your fear or someone else's. And if you don't know how to do that, you can Google it. But my favourite is to put your thumb and your forefinger together in a circle on your left hand. Then take your thumb and your first 2 fingers from your right hand and just see if you can move that open. A yes will be nice and closed, and a no will open that up. So just ask if it's your fear, and if it's not, just toss it over your shoulder. That's the first thing I would do. The second thing is, if it is your fear, see if you can locate where it is in your body. So, you know, I'm not against people being angry or being fearful if it's real. What I'm against at the moment is the over mass panic that the media has created, that's created all this panic buying and everything else. So my recommendation to you is to not get caught up in that. More people walking by. It's a gorgeous day here. Oh, there's a birdie going in for something to eat for breakfast by the look of it. Yeah, so, you know, I'm not against, if you have fear and anger, I'm all about expressing it in the moment as it comes up. So, and you'll see that on my page when that charming chap came by and tried to belittle me. But I deal with it and I let it out. I don't have filters. If I'm mad, I'm mad. If I'm sad, I'm sad. If I'm glad, I'm glad. And if I'm bad, I'm bad. And I'm usually really bad because I'm not that bad that often. So, and I suggest you do the same. But if you're fearful of this thing, then the great gifts it gives you is to be able to search within your own soul and find out where you're holding that. See if you can find it. And even if you can't find where you're holding it, you can just invite that fear to come to the surface and just invite it to come up. And just sit there quietly and breathe and let it come up, and breathe into it as it comes up and transmute it back to light. Because all fear is not real. All fear is manufactured from somewhere. Yes, your body will tell you that you have fear. Yes, you will hold on to fear. Yes, you can have all of those things. But if you're not in a joyful, loving state, then you're out of alignment with your divine I Am presence. And all that stuff is doing is saying, here is where you're not in alignment with all that you truly are. This bit here is out of alignment with your divine I Am presence, your highest God, Goddess within, whatever it is you want to call it. Alrighty, so they're my recommendations. Get some lavender oil, some tea tree oil. You can get just the Thursday Plantation cheapies from Coles or Woolies or even Priceline there. I just found out last week are the cheapest. And while I'm talking about them, they also have peppermint oil, and their peppermint oil is brilliant for keeping mosquitoes away. You can put a couple of dots on your pillow. But you can also put it on your skin if you want to, if you're not too sensitive. I've got really sensitive skin and I can put it on my skin directly because it's supposedly 100% pure. I don't know if it's 100% pure because oils in Australia only have to be 51% pure to be classified as pure. That's a TGA thing. But you will find when an oil is only 51% pure, it never works as well as the 100% pure oils, which you will get from a Himsa. So most oils say they're 100%, but they're not. And so finding a really good one that is 100% is hard to find. But I can assure you that a Himsa's is on that spectrum because I've used lots and lots of different oils from all over the world, and theirs are some of the best. You can muscle test before you buy them anyway. So let's just take a big breath in. And just scan yourself. Just imagine that you're running your hand even, or you can just imagine you're just taking your awareness down through your face, down through your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your back, your stomach, your abdomen, your hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles and feet, and just see. Is there anything there? And even if there's not, even if you scan and you don't get anything, you can always just say, if there's any fear in me, I invite you to come to the surface now. If there's any anger in me, I invite you to come to the surface now. And it might not come up immediately, but in 2 hours' time you might be really pissed off with someone and you go, oh, that's what I asked for, here it is. And just breathe and let it come up. And thank the person who pissed you off because they gave you the gift. Someone has to play the bad guy sometimes. They gave you the gift to show you where you're not fully connected to who you truly are. So, alrighty. Colloidal silver, lavender, tea tree oil. You can use peppermint for mozzies, and you can use peppermint for migraine headaches. I once had one of my gorgeous Facebook friends, Rob Jasko, wrote to me saying his friend had meds for 5 days, had a migraine headache for 5 days, and had taken the top meds and it hadn't shifted. And he said, has anyone got any advice? And everybody's going, oh, lavender oil, blah. I'm going, peppermint oil, peppermint oil, peppermint oil, peppermint oil, peppermint oil, peppermint oil. Anyway, he wrote back saying that the lady had some peppermint oil and she used it and her migraine headache went away and it never came back. Like months later, they wrote to me to say that it still hadn't come back. So you just have to be careful because you've got to try and get it on your temples and under your nose. And usually it makes your eyes water, so just be careful of that. It's best to put it on and maybe lay down. If you don't have peppermint oil, just a peppermint tea helps relieve it, because I had told another client about it and she didn't have the oil, but she had peppermint tea and it relieved it as well. So a good organic peppermint tea will do the same thing. Alrighty. And as always, these are just my advice. You don't have to use them. You only have permission to listen to this video if you have read and fully agreed with the terms and conditions on my website, and this video is just for your entertainment purposes only, okay? And I hope that helps you move out of this state of fear and into your own divine power. It's just everything when you're in fear is a sign when you're out of who you truly are. And it doesn't take too much to move yourself back into your center. Some breathing, some grounding, going out and standing in the sun and breathing the sun down through your crown, through your entire being and out through your feet, and connecting that into earth is another great thing you can do. And you can even ask the sun to take the fear out of you, put it into earth, ask Mother Earth to transmute it to light and bring the transmuted energy back up. That's another cool thing you can do as well. Just do that for 10 minutes and you'll be back in your center again. Alrighty, love, love, love. My deepest love and richest blessings to you all. Have a truly blessed day, and namaste, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now. Hope this has been helpful for you. Bye for now.